So get this, the whole Mars message thing that Nikola Tesla did, where apparently he received a message from Mars, is kinda based on truth? Get a load of this! As unlikely as it may seem, this Doctor Who episode was loosely inspired by a true story. In 1899, Tesla really did hear some rhythmic sounds on a radio receiver, and he became convinced they came from another world. What is all that about, hey? Hello Whovians, Crispy Bro here. Yes, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all had a fantastic day, because I know I did, but I'm bloody exhausted, but that's okay. Today we are talking about episode 4 of series 12, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. And today's video is going to be very, very quick because I am exhausted. I was very tempted to not make this review, but I was like, know what? I'm gonna try and be consistent, alright? But it's gonna be a quick review because I'm sleepy. Subscribe to this channel if you like people that put themselves through this. I'm kidding. I make Doctor Who content. That's why you should subscribe. Let's get into the review, hey?
So, Crispy, what were your overall thoughts?
Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror left me with a smile on my face, and I'm really, really proud to say that, because after Orphan 55, I had the lowest expectations. Orphan 55 really did leave me disappointed, so I didn't expect much from this because I'm not really one for historicals in the broad scheme of things. They just never really seem to have that kind of appeal. I mean, like, it is a show that, you know, Doctor Who is a show that is kind of educational and does deal with history, but, you know, I'm very simple. I like things, I like little laser guns. I like running down corridors and stuff. I don't necessarily need a history lesson with that. But that being said, I think this is probably one of my favorite historical episodes Doctor Who has ever done, so props to you. Well done. Hang on. Well done. Also, I think the direction of this episode was really, really strong. I loved the way this episode looked. I can't quite, you know, pinpoint exactly why I feel like that, but I feel like this episode was shot really, really well. Especially this train sequence. Like, look at this shot. That is cinematic. I love that. Also, the special effects were kind of phenomenal. On those, like, scorpion creatures, that was really well done when, like, Yaz and Thomas Edison, I think, is that his name? Probably. We're like running down the corridor and Yaz throws some bread on the ground for some reason. The special effects looked incredible. That's Doctor Who, good job. But yeah, this episode left me feeling really, really good, and I'm very happy to say that, because as I said, like, after Orphan 55, didn't expect much. I kind of wish they kind of scrapped Orphan 55 and had this episode as the next one after Spyfall, because then that Spyfall momentum would have just kept going. But instead we've had this little divot in our little Doctor Who enjoyment.
So, what was new during this episode, Crispy?
I very much enjoyed the villains of this episode. Can't remember their name. They look like the Rachnos. I kind of was hoping they would say that they were like an offspring of the Rachnos, or like a cousin species or something like that. They looked really, really cool. The Queen, the Empress or whatever, she was actually played by the girl that played Rani in the Sarah Jane Adventures. So there's a bit of a fun fact. Motivation made a lot of sense. They were basically just these, like, kind of scavengers, and they were after Nikola Tesla to just basically fix the engine. So it was good. It was good to see the Silurian gun as well. That was a nice little callback. The only problem I had with the villains was like, oh, if you don't do this, we're gonna blow up the world. And that's every Doctor Who villain ever. It's always like, do this thing, or let us do this thing, or else we're gonna blow up the world. I mean, it's so cliche. Surely they could have just grabbed Graham, or like that lady friend of Nikola's, and been like, hey, do this or else we're gonna bloody shoot him. Oh, with our pincers. We're gonna do a little pince shoot. Is that a pincer? I don't even know. What is that? What is that called? What is that part of a scorpion called? Scorpion tail name. It's called the Metasoma. It's called the Metasoma. That's what it's called. Hey, another fun fact. A Crispy Pro fun fact. What else was new this episode? Oh, Nikola Tesla. The guy, whoever plays that, brilliant job. I think that's the most connected to a historical character I've ever felt on the show. Is that a weird thing to say? I felt like I knew the guy. It was a very good and relatable performance.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene or scenes would have to be between Nikola Tesla and the Doctor. That entire dynamic was beautiful to see on screen. And I didn't know that I needed that, but I have it now and it's in my life forever. Just both of them going back and forth about how, you know, no one really understands them. Like they're so powerful in the brain, but no one really understands them. It was great to see those parallels between the two characters.
What was your favorite quote of the episode?
I'm really tired, so I can't actually remember exactly what was said, but Graham said something about AC/DC, which was, you know, a joke about the alternate current and the direct current to Tesla and Edison, so that was pretty funny. I went like, to that. So yeah.
Were there any flaws within this episode?
If we're nitpicking, I suppose the episode kind of started off a bit slow in regards to pacing. Like it took a bit to build up. And that's fine. It was a bit of a slow burn at the start, but towards the end, things really picked up. That entire final act, brilliant. Apart from the very end, which kind of felt a bit rushed. I can't really remember how it ended. I just remember it being like, oh, there's a massive problem, and then they like flew away. And that was it. Other than that, it was an enjoyable outing of Doctor Who, and that's all a simple Crispy Pro could ask for.
Were there any moments that made you go, what?
The scene where the like Queen Scorpion lady was like, have you ever seen a planet burn, to the Doctor, and she was all like, you have no idea what I've seen. That was good. Also, I liked the Silurian gun. That was fun. Another what moment was just when it finished and I was like, wow, this Doctor Who episode was better than I expected.
Did I cry during this episode?
No.
What would you give this episode out of 10?
Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror was one of the best historicals that I have ever seen. The pacing was a bit off, but the guest cast was beautiful. The main companions kind of got a bit of stuff to do. Not as much as I would like them to do, but they kind of did a few things, especially Yaz, so that was good to see. This was one of Jodie Whittaker's best performances as the Doctor, and it was just a really fun outing of Doctor Who. So I will give Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror a 7.9 out of 10. I don't know if it quite hits the 8, but 7.9. Well done. But hey, that was just my opinion. Please leave yours down in the comments below. I'll read them all because I want to. So yeah, please let me know down below what you guys thought of Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you like, eh? Let me know. This is normally the part of the video where I read out some of your tweets in regards to this episode, but I forgot to tweet after I watched the episode this morning, so I have nothing. But if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter at CrispyPro for next week. I'll have an extra big Twitter section for next week, hey? That's a Crispy Pro guarantee. Also, the other day, I started a new series called Doctor Who Unsolved. I'm very proud of it. And the first episode revolves around the Timeless Child. And not a lot of you have seen it yet, so go and check it out. I think you guys will really dig it. If you're going over there from this video, comment, hey Crispy, I've got a Silurian gun. Then I'll know you watched it from here and it'll be a fun little inside joke we have. And that's it. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching once again. Really appreciate it. Next week's Doctor Who looks bloody incredible. Jadoon, possibly Cybermen, possibly more mention of the Timeless Child. What is going on? This week I have a video coming up that you guys are not going to want to miss. Hopefully it's a collaboration. I'm in talks with someone, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just stuck to a piece of paper, but we'll see what happens. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you very shortly. Allons-y!